Hey YouTube, it's Taki with TaqiTech. Okay, so now I'm working on the weight module. And one of the things I forgot to mention in the last video when we did eye color is I forgot to tell you that I called it from the main module again within that get data subroutine. And basically I have get eye color here, and that was the name of the very first I believe it was subroutine in the eye color module. Okay, now we're working on weight here, and I have get weight, and I called it from the main routine here. And what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the weight. Now I don't really need to pass anything in, but this will be a function because it will return what the weight is. And what I want to do is I want to take a look at what the gender is of the name, so to speak. Is it a male or female name to determine what my weight would be? So I'm going to write some code here, and as I do that, I'm going to pause the video, and then when we come back, when it resumes, you'll see some code here. So as I'm thinking about how I'm going to be able to do this, one of the things I thought of right away was, let's take a look at determined data. Let's see how we kind of did this when we have names. We had both male and female names, only male names, or only female names. And this brings up an interesting point here, because this is a public subroutine, determined data. And if I were to use that in our weight module, I'll be able to print names from the weight module, and it will give me a result that I really don't want. And that's part of object-oriented programming and in encapsulation, what we refer to as encapsulation, and being able to restrict what people are able to use and what they aren't able to use. It's a smaller project. I really doubt that somebody would accidentally use a subroutine for something outside of that, but it's something that we should keep in mind, especially as we design our projects. So the way out of this problem that we have here in weight, when we have to decide, okay, so are we going to be looking at a male or female's weight on the range here for a male or a female, is real simple. We just have to look at this cell right here. If it says names, it's both male and female. If it says male names, it starts with an M, then it's only male weight range. And if it's F, then we know we have both male and female. And that will tell us what we need to do in order to determine what range we're going to look at for each row in our column here. So I'm going to pause the video as I start coding this, and when we come back, you'll see some more code. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use here is a select case statement. We're only going to need 3 of these, or two of them, and then the select else. To see, I just copied and pasted it from the eyes part of the project, and I'll get this all fixed up here. But what I wanted to talk about is what I'm going to case it on. And the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick here is we're going to put exit function. It's getting late at night. It's getting hard for me to talk here. So exit function after each one of our case statements here, just so that we don't have to run through all the code. And I'm going to do that for the other case statements in the hair and the eyes module as well. So you might see that in future projects, and I won't really make a special video just to do that. Okay, so what we're going to use here for our case is left, and it's going to be looking for a string. I'm just going to put in here space right now, and don't worry about this. I'm only going to look at the very first letter within cell A1. A1, that's what it is. Like I said, it's getting late at night here. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Active sheets using a dot operator. Active workbook. Dot sheets. And new sheet name dot cells. Okay, and let's do this. Let's put a dot value. Okay, so that should give us the one string here. Now, for each of these cases, since there are characters in other languages, in VBA they're considered a string for some strange reason. Even though they're one character, we'll use this as male. We'll use this as female, and then otherwise it's both. If it's both, we'll take a look at that second gender column to determine what weight class we're going to use. But here, we don't need to look at another column. So I'm just going to pause the video as I write some more code, and you'll be back seeing additional code. I thought it would be a good point just to jump in here. So what I'm doing here is, if A1 equals M, with that first letter in A1 equals M, we're calling a function called getMaleWeight. And basically what getMaleWeight is doing is calling a function called ranBetween that we made way at the beginning of the project, and passing in 165 to 265 to get a male weight. And I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to copy it, and we're just going to put and we should see this right here for if the A1 equals F to get female weight. Yep, and all capitalized is here. So that looks really good. And let's just change the weights here. So 100 to 180 for female. All right, and so finally we're here at our else statement. And this is where it gets a little bit more complicated again. So what we need to do here is we need to take a look at the gender column. So that would be workbook.sheets, new sheet name cells, So this is kind of reciprocal here, because basically we're going to be going back and looking at that. We're going to get the same value, basically, M and F, and basically that's just what I want to do with it. And I'm wondering if there's a way we can reuse this select case. So I'm going to pause the video as I ponder this a little bit. You'll be back with some additional code. So following my principle where we get it to work first, and then we go back and refactor, I just decided to go ahead and just say, let's take a look at column B in that row to see if it's an M or a F. And if it's a male, then we're going to get the male weight. And if it's a female, then we're going to return the female weight. And what I did here too is I changed this variable from it being dimmed down here, and I'm going to delete that now, to being a private modular variable. So it's available to all the subroutines and functions within this module, but it's not available outside the module. And I really don't want I'm kind of breaking a rule here, because this isn't a very important variable. It's just used for iteration. It's not something that you really want private. But when I take that and I add 2 to it, it's giving me my row number, and that's just going to have to work for now, and it should work for now. So I'm going to be kind of interested to run through this here, and I think I got everything. I'm going to hit save here in case the project completely blows up. And let's try this here. So we're gonna get new sheet here, Jenny Craig, and let's see what we get here. All right. Get male, wait, get female. So that's one of the drawbacks to copying and pasting, is sometimes you miss something. So let's go ahead and run it. Let's see what we get here. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this from prior experience. My system's been running the whole day here. We've been doing all kinds of stuff here. And when I get to programming, sometimes the results that I've seen have been really weird. But everything worked right according to the way I wanted it to. Again, I haven't worked on getting these centered yet. Maybe the next video. But looks great. So Lydia Blair has amber eyes and she weighs 180 pounds with black hair. Black hair, amber eyes, 180 pounds. And I don't even know how to pronounce this first name. Yar Edzezi, I don't know. Amber eyes, 108 pounds. Kaysen, interesting first name here, 263. So he's a little bit more on the heavier side, and Ramon weighs 235, and Jackson here is 187. So there you go. So that will bring this video to a close here. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. And if you like the content on the channel, make sure you subscribe. It will mean a whole lot to me. And I thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take it easy.